Hi, boys and girls. Good morning and welcome to Number Corner. Today is Wednesday, May 6th, 2020, and today we're going to have our introduction to computational fluency. And this month we're going to be talking about our quick facts. And to me, that means in the classroom, our time test that we did, we tried to get accomplished at least once a week, where we could move up through our times tables. And that means we were able to recite them and do them quickly from memory. And this is a great skill that we just need to practice, practice, practice. So that way, when we get older and we're adults, we can just remember our times tables like that right off the top of our head. So today, we are going to start talking about, we're going to start with some easy ones that I'm sure many of you have passed or mastered in your class already, but we're still going to review them to make sure that we remember what they are. So the first one is zero. Zero has a rule. It goes with the zero property of multiplication. And that's fancy math for anything times zero is always zero. So 5 times 0, zero. 125 times 0, zero. 6,473 times 0, zero. Anything times 0 is always 0, which we can always remember very easily. The second one that we're going to talk about is if we have 1 as a factor, anything times 1, and that goes with the identity property of multiplication. So that says anything times 1 is the other number. So it's the opposite of with 0. So if it's 1 times 5, the answer is going to be 5. If it's 125 times 1, it's going to be 125. And I can't remember that other number I said, 6,734 times 1, 6,734 times 1. So I always have this little song that I sing to my class. So I always say, see a 0, write a 0. See a 1, no 1. Write the other number. So see a 0, write a 0. See a 1, no 1. Write the other number. And that's how we remember to do it. And I'm sure I'm getting some eye rolls from my friends at home, but maybe some smiles, I'm hoping. We're also going to talk about twos. So if you're multiplying anything by 2, you're just doubling it. So you're just taking that number and adding it to itself. So 2 times 4, you're going to do 4 plus 4, or 2 groups of 4. So we have 4 and 4 are 8. Okay, you get the idea? So 2 times 7, so we have 2 sevens. So 2 sevens are 14. 2 times 7 equals 14. All right, and then we're also going to talk about threes. Now, threes, I love to watch a YouTube video that Mrs. Skuse actually posted, I think 2 weeks ago, for our math lessons. And it's a teacher in a school, and he is singing a song, and it's a cover to Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars, and it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. Count it out to 30. Da-da-da-da. I love that one. It makes me happy, and it's so fun to sing. So that can help us when we are doing our threes, okay? So what I'm going to show you now is I'm hoping that we have the opportunity. Ms. Kasner is helping us out so much in converting our worksheets and things to try to make them user-friendly on Google Classroom. So I'm hoping we can figure that out. But if not, I'll just show you what I'm doing to do this. And this is something that you could just do on paper or out loud or at home. So this is a quick facts worksheet. So the first thing that you can do with this is it says, what's your multiplier? Which means what are you multiplying everything by? Okay, so I'm going to put a 2 in here. We're just going to do 2's. And then how many minutes? So what's your goal? How many minutes do you want to do this in? So this paper, it's recommended that we do 4. We give 4 minutes. And then over here it says your number correct. So you just say at the end, how many did you get correct? And this part, this is just for the top half of this sheet. So I'm going to go through, and our first line says 5, 7, 3, 6. So 2 times 5. 2 5s is 10. 2 times 7. 2 7s are 14. So we'll go through, and if we get this worksheet uploaded to our Google Classrooms, this is what you can do to practice. 10, 14, 6. So you just go through and you write all the multiplication problems as quickly as you can. So you're just doing this number times each number in the corner of the box. So if you have one of these page protectors, I would slide one in here, and then you can erase it and work on it over and over for different factors. So it's really easy, quick, a lot of fun. It also has at the bottom a place where we can see how multiplication and division are related to one another, and we're turning our multiplication problems into division problems. So let's talk first a little bit about if we have a multiplication problem, its different parts. So we know that if we have 3 times 4 equals 12, that these are called the multipliers or the factors. They're the numbers we are multiplying. And then our end answer is the product. Well, when we look at division, it kind of turns that around a little bit. Our product is what is being divided. So you take the largest number here, and that's how we start. Here, 12 divided by 3 equals 4. So this is the divisor. That's what divisor divided by that's what I like to say. And then the quotient here is the answer. Okay, the quotient is the answer. So it's a little bit different. And then if we put it in this format, if you see this thing here, that's what the dividend, the big number, goes underneath of that. The divisor is what you're dividing by, and the 4 is the quotient, which is your answer. So that's how it's set up on these quick fact pages. So it asks you to pick 10 different products from above, except for 0, and then record them in the boxes below. So here, if I'm going to plug this in, so right here I know that the 3 numbers in the first problem are 2, 5, and 10, or 2 times 5 equals 10. If I'm going to plug that into my division problem, I know that the big number, which is anyone remember? The dividend will go underneath of that bar. So my 10 goes here, okay? And then I'm saying, well, what am I dividing 10 by? Here we did 2 divided by 10. So how many 2's are in 10? If I took 10 things and I split them into groups of 2, how many groups would I have? Okay? Or if I had 10 things and I split them in 2 ways, how many would be in each group? So you can do it either way. So, or I can think in my head, 2 times what is 10? Oh, it's 5. So I put 5, which is the quotient or the answer, on the top. Okay? So let's try it with 7, because we have this here. 2 times 7 is 14. So we know that the big number 14 is going to go underneath of that bar in the gray box. So that's easiest for me. I just say, oh, where's the big one go? And then I'm going to say, I'm using 2 this whole time. So 2 is going to go in the same spot. So it's actually, I know the 2 comes first, but you say 14 divided by 2 is what? Or 2 times what is 14? Oh, I know, it's 7. So I put the 7 at the top. And that's how we can relate multiplication to division and turn them around like that. So your goal is to do some practicing at home. Once again, if this sheet we're able to convert it, we will get it up for you to practice. But if not, there are some other things you can do. You could just ask someone at home to simply write down some problems on a piece of paper and time you. See if you can get them done and set yourself a goal. How many minutes do you want to do? All right, see if you can get through your 0s, 1s, 2s, and 3s. If you can, move on to your 4s, and so forth and so on. I know that someone in my class, I think, was already up to 12s. I think it was 12s, I believe. And then we would go on to mixed numbers, so it would be all different numbers. You could also practice with some multiplication flashcards. If you don't have any, you could just get an index card. Write the problem on the front, 3 times 4, and on the back, write the answer, 12. and you could go through your flashcards. If you have dice at home, you could do what's your multiplier every time and say, okay, I'm going to do, let's do 3. Okay, so I'm going to roll. Oh, 5. 3 times 5, 15. And then if you want to get it even higher, you can do 2 dice. So I have 6 and 5, which is 11. So 3 times 11, 33. All right, so that's a quick way to get some practice too. 3 times 4, 12. So that's a cool way to get some practice in. You can also just practice skip counting out loud. So say you're on your 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. And I would go all the way up to 12s. That's just something I would do at home. All right, so get some practice in. We hope you enjoyed this video today. Just a quick little refresher about multiplication. And don't forget to be practicing your times tables at home. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.